the Portrait of People art exhibition by Franz Gertenbach. 15 transgender personalities came forward to be part of the message of the Portrait of People. The exhibition is about people, transgender people. It aims to honour and celebrate their achievements and resiliency both as individuals and within their communities across the globe. The exhibition reveals the generations of struggle, activism and courage which are now bringing people closer to achieving full equality, both for transgender and gender non-binary people in everyday life. Their hard-fought work has given transgender individuals the bravery to live openly and authentically. This process is also shaping an increasingly accepting world. Now colleagues at work, family and friends, peers at school and allies in every corner of society are standing in support with the transgender community. In spite of progress in advancing human rights for the LGBTQ+ community, too many transgender people still face systematic barriers to freedom and equality. Transgender people of all ages face high rates of violence, harassment and discrimination in areas such as day-to-day life, employment and healthcare. People must commit themselves by standing together and stamping out discrimination and delivering freedom and equality for all. The Portrait of People was first exhibited in Belfast. The portraits were suspended from the ceiling, while the floor was painted in the trans colours to enhance and support the message of the transgender person. Each portrait was accompanied by a biography, a short story of the person painted, so the viewer can better connect and understand the individual and the subject matter. Hi friends, thanks for doing this wonderful exhibition. Tell me, what inspired you and why did you do this exhibition?
Initially I did the Portrait of People exhibition for myself because I wanted to find out more about the transgender people and the trans community. As an artist, I want to exhibit my work and I want people to come and explore and to find out for themselves who the transgender person and the transgender community are. But as I worked on my body of work, I found out that there's much more about the transgender person and the community of just the knowledge of who they are. People of all walks of life wants to be understood, wants to belong and wants to be accepted, and our transgender friends are not any different. For years the transgender person fought very hard to become their authentic selves and to speak out loud for their rights, and that is what coming out in the exhibition. So that is the message of the exhibition, is how the people fought to become their true selves.
So Fran, tell me a little about how you prepared for this exhibition and how did things progress?
Trans Radio introduced me to 15 people, 15 candidates. I had a Zoom call with all them, got to know them on Zoom. And when I did the painting of the people, I drew a lot of my knowledge of them as we spoke on Zoom. So I tried to capture their personality and also their journey in life to become their authentic true selves. So the whole exhibition was one installation. So I had 15 paintings suspended from the ceiling. And I had the floor painted in the trans colors to enhance the message of the trans person. And all the subjects gave me a little bio of themselves, a true story, for people to come and see and to view and to understand and to connect better with a person so they can understand more who the transgender person is.
Okay, here we go. I am me. I always have been. People just know me now. I'm a father, a sister, and a daughter. I'm a musician and a friend and an activist. I now see colour and I feel life in everything. I laugh, I care, I cry, I tell my truth. I'm surprised and delighted when people like me. I expect less. I'm happy and I'm lucky and I'm privileged and I fight. I am me.
My name is Katie Neves. I'm many things. I'm a photographer, a filmmaker, a trans awareness trainer, a public speaker, a mentor, a storyteller, a musician, a dancer, and a pilot. I'm also a dad, a daughter, a sister, an aunt, and a friend. I'm all these things, but after 48 years of pretending to be someone others wanted me to be, I'm finally able to be the real me. And now I'm happy too.
I lived a lie. Nobody noticed. I received no hate, no abuse, no threats, no laughter. Nobody disowned me. Nobody cared. I stopped lying. I am free. I am me. I am Lucy.
Hello, my name is Emily. I am 12 years old and I am a transgender girl, but I am much more than that. I am a good sister, my parents' daughter, a trustworthy friend, and I'm like any other young girl.
Martine Pringle. I'm a very caring person. The most important thing for me in life is to be who you are and to love everybody no matter who they are. As a very strong trans activist, I care how people are treated, and no one has a right to abuse anyone, irrespective of who they are. And it's important we all stick together and support each other when needed. I'm very passionate over the reporting of hate crime across the community, and in 2019 I won a national award at the No to Hate Crime Awards Community Upstander Group for the work I do in helping people deal with hate and encouraging them to report it. I was also nominated for a category of National Diversity Award in 2020 and 2021. I always use the motto, be careful who you hate, it may be somebody you love. Don't worry, be happy, Martine.
Jacob Bouye. I like knitting. I'm creative. I'm a daddy to a little squeak, and a husband to your idea of a handsome stranger. I'm a slave to a cat. I'm a geek and a gamer. I like baking. I'm the one reading French in the corner. I'm walking down the street, 3 hedgehogs balancing in a trench coat. I laugh at jokes only I know the punchline to. Sometimes I cry, mostly I live.
I'm Andrea Maynard. First and foremost, I am me. What you see is what you get. For way too long, I hid behind a mask and self-loathing. Now I don't hide, and I'm learning to know what self-love really is. I'm a father, a sister, a daughter, and most of all, a human being. There is no room in my heart for hate. It is just full of love. I want the world to see me as I am, a real, loving, caring human being. Thank you.
I am lucky, for I have lived 2 lives, for I have a beautiful son and daughter-in-law, for I have friends who love me for being me, for being happy with who I am, for having discovered what was out of balance in my life, for being truthful to myself and thus everyone about who I am, and also to have had 2 bites of the cherry.
I'm Kai Kiyama, and I live in Devon, England. I'm trans male. I'm a music lover and radio presenter on Transred UK. I'm in my 50s and have felt male all my life. I came out as trans in 2020 and I hope to go on T at some point and start my journey to be the gender I feel inside. Had a strict, sheltered childhood at boarding school, so had a very difficult teen life, trying to understand myself and trying to fit in. Music saw me through many hard times. I am a researcher and collector of the family tree of the Electric Light Orchestra. My motto in life is to treat everyone the way I would like them to treat me. Live and let live. I don't want to just exist. I need a reason to get up and live each day. And I'm happiest when I'm making others happy, bringing joy, love and light into their lives. Hence why I do radio on Transred UK. I'm making others happy and helping to make a positive difference in our community.
How could I know I was different when I was a child? I was just being me. Walking home bloodied and bruised for being different. Told to be a man and stand and fight. I try to conform, but I can't be what I'm not. I get used to being alone in my own world, free from pain. I find others like me, a brief moment of euphoria. But it's not to last. The haters don't like it. Violence follows. I am bad, a misfit, someone to be despised. The doctors say they can make me normal. What they really mean is I have to conform. Conforming means pain, guilt, depression, suicide. 35 years of darkness. Finally, hope from someone who believes in me. I tell them who I am, and they still love me. I can be myself for the first time in my life. I haven't changed. I am still me, always have been, always will. Now at last you see me as I am. Samantha Jane.
I'm a mum, I'm a daughter, I'm someone's girlfriend, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a cook, I'm a friend, I'm a charity worker, I'm a mountain biker. I'm a strong woman. I'm a proud woman. Oh, and by the way, I'm transgender.
So, I'm Jason. I wasn't always Jason. There was a time before I was fully myself. There was always something that wasn't quite right and just a little bit off. Things are much different now. I am my complete self wherever I go and with anyone I meet. I'm still like anyone else. I have insecurities and quirky character traits, but I am more me than I have ever been. I love myself more than I ever have before. I'm Jason, kind, thoughtful, caring, flawed and imperfect, but happy.
I am Janella. I am not this picture. I am not flat and dull. I am alive. I am vivid. I am awake. I am real. Am I trans? Who cares? Does it really matter? It doesn't define me. I love seeing people. I love talking to people. I care about people, and I love listening to people's stories. I love to dance, I love to go for walks, and I love to move. I love to look nice, I love to dress up, to look elegant, and I love to smell gorgeous. And I love being a lady. That's Janella. That's who I really am.
My transgender identity is really important to me, but I am more than just a trans man. I am bisexual, dyspraxic, vegetarian and Christian. I don't really care about material possessions except my book and art collections. I'm really interested in politics and would consider myself a leftist. I'm in a T for T relationship, that means we're both transgender, with a gender fluid trans woman. I really love her and hope to have children with her one day. I'm a rat dad to my 2 fur babies, Pumpkin and Squash. Most importantly, I am happy, which is what everyone hopes to be.
My name is Ricky Marie Kettle. I live a life with an abundance of acceptance and love, with a wonderful family and the best circle of friends a girl could want. I'm mama to Gracie, my little Goldador puppy. I work in the field of equality, diversity and inclusion. My motto is, always live in hope.
It was a great pleasure and a privilege to work with all these people. I enriched myself by getting to know them.
Possibly the most uplifting exhibition seen here. The portraits of beautiful people.
Beautiful work. Thought-provoking. Some lovely portraits. The written pieces were very expressive. I really like the painting and they are really good. I hope you make more.
Beautiful. Thank you for the honour. Thank you for your art.
France, you are amazing. Such wonderful pieces. Amazing exhibition. Pictures are fantastic. Well done and thank you.
Touching exhibition. A wonderful collection. Everyone should stop and think before they judge.
Beautiful, inspiring, stunning, beautiful. Everyone should see. Thought-provoking. Good to see the portraits and get an insight into the individual.
Moving and thought-provoking. Beautiful portraits with a personal message.
And I can say that I've made a lot of new friends. The Portrait of People exhibition for me initially was I wanted to know more about trans people, so I went on a journey of discovery and to learn more about who the transgender person is. So I did a lot of research to find out who they are before I contacted Trans Radio UK for candidates for the portraits. They introduced me to 15 transgender people who was all featured in the portraits. The name, I thought hard along about the name because I couldn't really find the name. So the name came about that I wanted to tell a story about transgender people, but also when I got to know the transgender people, all the 15 people in the portraits, I realized that there's not much really difference between a transgender people and people. So that's why I'm calling it the Portrait of People, because there's no difference between a transgender people and a cisgender person, for instance. So that's why it's the Portrait of People. The biggest challenge, I think, transgender, even in today's society, is facing abuse from people who does not understand who transgender people are. Because people see transgender people and then they take it upon themselves to abuse them, to belittle them and things like that. And I think the biggest, apart from other issues as well, I think that is the biggest issue that transgender people face these days. And that is really the idea of the exhibition, is also to introduce the transgender person to people, so you can see it's not just a trans person, it's actually a person. The only difference between a trans person and somebody else is they've got trans added to their personality. Fifteen paintings was from Transradio. One person is from Belfast, and when I got in touch with him, I had a Zoom meeting with him, so I got to know them through Zoom, and we had a chat. And so when I came back to my studio and I asked them to send me a picture of themselves, which I wasn't going to work from. They sent me about 3 or 4 pictures, and I chose from the pictures. And so when I had this Zoom meeting, I went to my studio and I used my knowledge of them on the Zoom, when I had the Zoom with them, to draw from their personality, and I was trying to capture the person that I got to know from Zoom. I don't want to point one out. There is a few. It's extremely heartwarming stories that do come out, which really shows that people are not just trans, they are people, and they've got issues like everybody else. So there's definitely stories that make you really think deeper about every person. Yes. That is exactly what my aim is for people just to come and visit and enjoy the atmosphere and see who are people that's not exactly the same as they are, because people react differently to something they don't understand. But if you understand what you see and you understand the person, then you won't be abusive to that person, because yeah, I definitely think this is very important.